Alright, it's marching again, back at it with the trends, and we ain't here for the win tonight. So I fixed the audio issue from the last video. Gonna have clear audio moving forward, clarity, cohesiveness moving forward. Today we're gonna look at a few different tickers that I'm gonna look at for tomorrow in the marketplace. Remember, a ticker, well, in the form that I'm looking at it now, is we're looking at SPY, and that's a ETF, which is a exchange traded fund. So we're gonna take a look at those support and resistance levels that I mentioned, and we're actually gonna go ahead and add it on a few different charts just so we can see some of our support and resistance levels. And I'm starting off with SPY. I'm gonna go ahead and start off with SPY. So boom. Let me clear these off right here. There's multiple different ways you can use Fibonacci retracement. The way I use it, I usually use the most recent swing high and the most recent swing low to find either bearish or bullish entries. So, and you can also use it on multiple different time frames for different confirmations. Remember, we talked about confirmations in the last video. My confirmation is basically if my indicator is confirming a either bullish or bearish movement. So I can have bearish and bullish confirmations, right? So boom. We're looking at SPY, S&P 500. I'm gonna go ahead and look at it on a daily right now. And then we can get a little bit more surgical and go a little bit deeper. Boom. I would click this button right here. That's Fibonacci retracement. I'll choose my most recent high and the previous low, right? And on this Fibonacci retracement, is actually well coded to where it shows where the golden zone is to actually buy in. Where it would have been a great place to buy in after you've seen where it bounced at around the low of 481, and now it's at about the high went was 589, and now it's about 587. I think that's where it closed at 587.59. So in this range here is called the golden zone. This would have been a golden zone to be looking for some good entry points to get in. If it breaks this zone, it has room to run to about this level would be the next level of resistance at 547. And it broke it. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit better. Okay. Bring this down too. Yeah, remember on TradingView, you can always personalize your charts how you want it to how close you want to look at it, so you can get real technical when you're doing your analysis. So boom. Each of these lines, green, turquoise, light blue, gray, each of these lines are now a support and resistance level that I will be looking at, that I would be considering for my trades, right? So boom. If I try to go in on a smaller time frame, look at the 2 hour. You can see a little bit closely, right? So if SPY respects this line as a resistance line at about 587.4, I'm looking for retracement anywhere from between all the way down until this next level of support right here at 564. I hope y'all are seeing these levels, man. Like, these levels are super powerful. Like, as you can see, like previous movement, it kind of respected these levels based off of our Fibonacci. Like right here, it respected these levels here and here. Like it bounced as a support, resistance up here around 545. Right here, support around 549. So these support and resistance levels are extremely important. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at, if it's on the downside if SPY decides to, like correct itself and go down, I'll look at my next level of support at around 564. Just based off of my Fibonacci on the daily time frame. You can also add Fibonacci's on a smaller time frame when day trading. So this time frame will be more so for like a more longer term position or just looking at the overall direction. So I wouldn't necessarily use the daily time frame when I'm day trading any other stock for real. I'm just looking based off SPY is just so much information on SPY with all the different companies. So I want to see what's really going on when I'm using this daily time frame. So boom, if it breaks this level at about 587, 586, 87, it has room to run all the way back to all-time high, previous all-time high, really. So let me see if I can, I'm just leave it right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and look at, now I'm gonna add some support and resistance lines on Palantir Technology. Wait, matter of fact, I'm gonna stay on SPY and I wanna talk about something. So I'm gonna take all these lines off to get it, well, I'm gonna just slide them over. I ain't gonna take them off just yet. So boom, just slide that thing over like that there. So we can so I can look at the chart, so we can see what happened today during the trading day. Okay, we go on the 2-minute time frame. Okay. Why is not showing me everything? All right. I'm looking for 9 a.m., but I'm not seeing that right now. So let me, we're going to switch the focus. So boom, we're going to go back to one of my favorite, Palantir Technologies. Yes, sir. Palantir Technologies, man, these folks is a moneymaker. So we're going to create some levels on Palantir Technology, some Fibonacci levels on Palantir Technology. So I'll go back to my Fibonacci retracement. I'll look at my most recent high. Well, that's not what I wanted. Fibonacci retracement, I look at my most recent high and my most recent low. Then I really bring it over here to see. So in this area, in this little spurt time frame right here, PLTR been on the uptrend. So the way you would actually look for like a good levels to actually buy in at, you would actually flip the Fibonacci upside down, like you would invert it, right? So now this level right here will become a golden zone to short this stock, or to look more into some put positions on the stock. So if PLTR breaks under 129 and holds for the next by the end of the week, for the next couple of weeks, is a good sign that it could retrace back to previous levels that it was at. And this is looking at the 2 minute. Let me go back out a little bit. Let me do it on the 1 hour, because that's usually what I do it on. Just having some technical difficulties a little bit. So yeah. Now on the 1 hour, we see a lot more. There's a lot more to it. It's a lot more information. So right now, PLTR, if I look at it on the 1 week, it's at an all-time high. PLTR is at an all-time high at about, let me delete this real quick. At an all-time high at about he reached the all-time high at 133.49 today. Well, this week. And now the question is, how far is it gonna run? So with that, we'll use the previous high that it previously touched, and that'll be my new high for my Fibonacci retracement. And I'll be looking for entry points to short PLTR. I never chase a running stock to short it. I always see if it makes indication. Usually if it makes some type of divergence or some other further indication. See, like right here on this daily chart, I think I talked about it the other day. It formed a cup and handle, and this is like the ideal position that like bulls want to be in when they think that a stock is going up. It forms a perfect cup and handle right here. See, right here is the cup, and then the handle. I could draw it out. Okay. See, you got the cup and a handle, right? And it's already respecting this pattern right here. And my biggest concern initially when it was retracing back to the previous highs around 125 was that it was gonna sell off extra crazy, sell off super hard. But it sold off, then boom, formed a handle. Now it's continuing to be on this uptrend. I've been hearing a lot of positive news about Pltr. I'm gonna be keeping my eye out for them, especially moving forward in the market. So let me go ahead and put some support and resistance lines on Pltr as well. Let me go ahead and do that. Yeah, I'm sorry. This chart, this thing can get pretty tedious sometimes. So it's a lot of different things you can do on here. So boom. So I'm gonna look at the 2-hour time frame. Maybe you can look at the 1 hour. Yeah. So and I'm using these support and resistance lines. It may make new highs this week, so the levels can change. But based off of the previous high at about 133, I'm gonna use some my Fibonacci just to see what would be a good place to sell off at. So remember, basically inverting it. Use the top with the most recent low, and the bottom is now the most recent high. So as long as it stays above this 119 level, I don't see any real major change in direction. It's still on an overall uptrend. Made the cup and handle. The handle is respecting the pattern of the cup and handle. And I can pull up a chart of the cup and handle just so you guys can see it. Uh, so boom. This is like the ideal example of a cup and handle, but it can always form in different ways. Yeah, I was like, as long as it forms that U shape and then the cup shape, the handle shape. I'm sorry, this is the cup and then this is the handle, and then it goes. So, as you can see here, it actually made a double bottom, which is another indicator of bullish uh, bullish momentum, which is shown right here, and then boom, drop down, made that handle. Now it's going back up. So now we just looking at when it's we just waiting to see. We're gonna ride this horse right now until we see any real indicators of a different direction. So these are my levels right here for if the stock decides to retrace. So I'm watching out for that 119.30. So as soon as it breaks under there, I'll be looking in a different direction just for some shorts. So, but right now we still very bullish on Palantir. Been hearing a lot of good news from them, so I'm very bullish on them. Very bullish on them right now. So I'm gonna see if they have any divergence going on. So got Palantir right here. We're gonna take this fib off just to make it look a little bit more clear. And we're gonna make our divergence chart indicator a little bit bigger. So okay, so when I'm looking at divergence, I always want to look at the most recent time frame to see if there's any divergence here or anything that I need to look at. So from this time frame here, remember when looking at divergence, the divergence line, the pattern of the line generally is supposed to match with the same pattern of the candlesticks on the chart, right? So if the lines from your divergence indicators, different types of divergence indicators are RSIs, MFIs, stochastic oscillators, and MACD. Those are some of the widely known like general divergence indicators. The one that I use the most is the MFI, which is abbreviated for money flow index. I also use the stochastic oscillator sometimes, and the RSI is the relative strength index. So just to give you a textbook definition of the money flow index, just so you guys understand exactly what divergence indicators do. Okay, so the money flow index is a technical indicator used in financial markets to analyze the flow of money into and out of an asset. So it helps traders identify overbought and oversold conditions by measuring the ratio of positive to negative money flow. So I like this indicator. I use this indicator a lot for my divergences when I chart my divergences. So basically this line is supposed to match up with the patterns of this line. So you can see it's been a lot of different divergences going on. Let me get a little bit more surgical. Go down to this 1 hour. So boom. So the first thing I see here, is on an overall uptrend, right? So I'm gonna be looking for some type of bearish divergence or some bullish continuance. So let me go ahead and put my lines down and We go here, here, and this is kind of making a double top down there. So boom, boom, double top it. Okay. So let me go ahead and look up and pull up my handy dandy divergence chart. So boom. Let's see if it matches the puzzle. You know what I'm saying? So let's look for bearish divergence. We see a continuation. It makes a higher high. The indicator makes a lower high. But in this case, the indicator makes a double top. So yesterday, when I was looking at, I seen some bullish continuous divergence with this bottom right here and this bottom, and it made like a double bottom. But right now, it's showing a little bit of a bearish divergence. So I definitely be watching out for Palantir. I'll be watching out just because they've been on a run, but at the same time, when that horse get that momentum, sometimes you gotta just let it run, and we'll just see what happens throughout the race. So right now, still bullish on Palantir, just showing some signs of bearish divergence. So this is a risky play. So I will really watch to see what the market does tomorrow before I make my entry points and make my decision of whatever type of contracts that I want to get in while I'm day trading. So I'm definitely gonna be on a lookout for them. And one of the last another ticker I wanted to look at, or ETF, is Lyft. I've been hearing a lot of good things about Lyft, about how they're modeling their business model like off of Uber, or increasing their business model, and I've been hearing a lot of positive things about them and their company. And right now, Lyft is only at $16.86 right now. It's extremely low. Let me see their previous highs. Okay, so Lyft is down a lot right now. Previously, it was just 2021. They was at about 66.5. This is when they IPO right here. So that's 2019, around 88. That was their high. So they had a major discount right now. So Lyft, I'll definitely be looking at Lyft. Just moving forward, just even buying multiple shares in Lyft. Right now they've been on a run, so it's not the best entry right now to get shares, but just to see what happened. What's this? Friday. Move on. So Lyft has 16.86. Yeah, I'm seeing some divergence off the rip. Let me see. Put this here. This is on the 10-minute time frame too, by the way. So there. Go here. Boom. Boom. So it's on an uptrend. We're gonna look for some bearish divergence or some bullish continuation. So right here, one reason why I'm super optimistic, and they've been having all this good news. I seen this. I peeped this bullish continuation divergence right here. As you can see, the price makes a higher low, and the indicator makes a lower low, right? So it started to respect it right here, but I'm looking for a little bit more momentum on the upside, possibly tracing back to one of his previous highs. You know, I could throw a Fibonacci on here as well just to make sure, just to kind of get some levels. And I'm on a 10-minute chart right now, so just kind of getting more real surgical. Let me go Fibonacci on this high here, and I'm looking at this low right here, so I'm just stretching it over. You see the line still there. So, boom. Based off of these previous levels, man, Lyft is in that gold zone, and I love that zone. When I'm in the gold zone, I'm trying to go to the end zone. So, looking forward to respect these levels right here and respect the divergence on the bullish end. So, looking forward to continue to at least retrace back to previous highs or one of the previous highs around like 17.30. So very optimistic on them. Gonna post some news in my chat. I have a Telegram server where I put in all my videos, more information about what I'm doing. You can hit me directly through Telegram. I'm gonna also add all my links in the description below, man. So yeah, man. So just let me go back to SPY because I feel like I want to give a better. Cause I kind of broke down the Fibonacci on SPY, but I didn't talk about just what happened in the direction that it went in today on SPY. So okay. And when I day trade, I use Webull. I'll also add a link in the description below. Sign up for Webull, get some free stocks. I like Webull a lot. It's very informative. Has a lot of information. It's one of my favorite platforms to actually day trade on. So just looking at SPY. Let me go out to the 1 hour. Oh my God. Okay. See, right now it's consolidating heavy. Over these past a couple of days, it's been consolidating heavy. I had to go out previously so I can see that all the other high, the all-time high, because that's what's gonna set my levels, right? This level here is extremely important. That high at around 613, I believe, and I slide this over. Yeah, I can see what it's doing. So right now, as I mentioned before, I'm looking forward to break over this level here and retrace back to 616 or 613. I'm sorry, the previous high. So yeah, we're gonna have to see what happens when it opens up tomorrow. Market's going crazy. A lot of news being released. Keep y'all updated in my chat, man. I appreciate y'all for tapping in with me. If you tapped in, yeah, man. And we finna win, man. Marching again, back at it with the trends. Hope you have a good night. Peace, man.